And today we're just going to be answering some of your questions on this live stream. I'm going to answer E's question. What exercises can I do to improve explosive power and rate of force production to have more explosive block start? So there's a few exercises that you can to do that. Specifically with the block start, obviously we want to have powerful quads and we also want to have powerful glutes as well. So some exercises to do for explosiveness. Obviously, you know, the main things that's going to help you out is going to be like plyometrics and things like that. So box jumps, hurdle hops and things like that. You can also do like standing long jumps. But for the gym, specifically in the gym, you could do, I like doing Bulgarian split squats. Don't go too heavy. Go about 3 sets of like five reps. And go like a moderate weight, but while keeping, you know, the movement fast and fluid. I would also have in there some trap bar deadlift. Trap bar deadlift is good. You can raise it a little bit, so you can put a bit more load on it. So you can get like a little box and pop the box underneath the weight. So you're raising it a little bit, and then you can explode upwards a bit more quickly. That's a really good exercise to do for that one. And yeah, another one for block start. Quick acceleration. Trying to slap one more in there. Explosive power. Obviously cleans as well. Cleans is like a essential you know, exercise in there as well, because you've got the triple extension and everything. So I'll definitely include some cleans into your training. Yeah, definitely hang cleans, because obviously when you pull it up, you're getting that triple extension, which is going to be like when you're driving out, because obviously you've got that triple extension when you're driving. So yeah, hang cleans. Make sure they're power cleans as well to make sure they're explosive and everything. We don't want to have, you know, kind of, we want to have strong positions, and we want to have the same positions that we're going to have on the track that we do in the gym. So yeah, that's why we incorporate exercises that we can replicate to the track. Okay, so okay. So, TT Master, should I focus on explosive gym exercises, not quarter squats, RDLs, if I'm very strong but not powerful on the track? You can still make those exercises explosive. I think when you mean by explosive, you probably mean by like plyometric exercises, but you can still make a quarter squat an explosive movement. However, should I focus on explosive gym exercises? Yeah, I definitely would say so. Focus on explosive gym exercises. If you're strong already, because you know, if you're naturally strong or quite strong already, you want to be able to transfer that strength from the gym to the track. So doing more sport-specific positions, so doing quarter squats can help out a lot as well. You know, in the academy we do have, you know, a few exercises in there that can help you out with this. But just to name a few from the program, I would say, you know, definitely doing plyometrics. Again, just plyometrics is one of the best ways to go from, you know, transferring your strength to the gym and moving it to the track, because I just find it helps bridge the gap a lot. So yeah, I definitely would say, you know, do some plyometrics of box jumps. You can do some bounding as well, just to name a few exercises. My coach tells me not to do cleans because I'm young and he's afraid I might injure myself. Okay, yeah. So if depending how old you are, I wouldn't do cleans until probably around 17 earliest, 18. You don't, like, if you're 17 below, maybe 16 or whatever, I would not do cleans. It's quite an advanced exercise, and also, yeah, you don't want to injure yourself. So yeah, I'll definitely listen to your coach on that one. I've been injured the last couple of months. Any advice to restart track again? Yeah, injury's a tough one. Depends what injury you got, really, and depends how long you're going to be. But any advice, the thing I definitely would say would be, you know, trying to get your mental right, you know, getting your mind right. you know, when you're injured is going to be a really important thing, because obviously this is a really tough time being injured. Obviously no one wants to be injured. It does kind of suck. But, you know, making sure, telling yourself the reasons why you are training. So, you know, making sure you're training for the right reasons. That's what I'm trying to say. Making sure you're training for the right reasons. So making sure you're training because you like to do it, not because, you know, you want to win these races and everything. And just really focusing on the process, and going through. Yes, it's going to be tough, but, you know, the days that you don't feel like doing it, and the days you feel like, oh, I might not do the rehab, or I might not, you know, I might skip on my sleep, you know, no, skip on my nutrition, or I'm not even training tomorrow. You know, just making sure you stay on top of your habits, and also just trusting the process. That will just train your mind, and that's going to really help you, you know, overcome this injury. And obviously keeping on with the rehab, and also once you're finished with the rehab and you're, you know, injury free and everything, continue to do the rehab. Just because you're not injured doesn't mean the rehab's over. So even, you know, you probably won't do it as much as you were when you are injured, but, you know, you need to stay on top of that rehab. That's definitely. So the free advice: trust the process, keep up with your habits, and do the rehab after you're injured. That's what I would say. Okay. So we're going to answer a few more questions I got here. If you have any more questions in the chat, then let me know. Okay, so here I'm going to answer some questions from the Instagram. So I'm going to start at the top here. So what keeps you motivated before a race, and what's on your mind before a race? So what motivates me before a race? Well, obviously, you know, you're motivated to do what you love. That's kind of the main thing. You know, I love sprinting. You know, I want to do it. Obviously, I want to win as well, so that motivates me as well. And then what's on my mind? The only thing really on my mind is just executing that race to the best of my ability. I know I can't worry about what's going on anywhere out of my 2 lanes, my 2 lines between my, you know, my track. Everything that's happened outside of it is just not, it's not going to affect me, so why would I focus on it? The only thing I'm focusing on is just producing the best race I can, having a clear mind, and just trusting my ability. That's what I'm focusing on, really. Okay. What's on your mind in a race? What's on your mind in the race, like making sure your knees are high, or just having a clear, empty mind? The best thing to do really is have a clear, empty mind. Obviously, sometimes, you know, your mind's going to be pinging everywhere, so it's good to distract yourself, I find, with like a cue. So maybe, like I said, in the races, I focus on executing, you know, the best race I can. So in that race, you know, I might focus on, okay, I need to do this. So for example, I need to keep my arms relaxed. That will help me execute a better race, just to give me something to focus on within myself, which will keep me in their lanes. But most of the time, you just want to have a clear mind. That's kind of when you're in your best state, and that's when you get into that flow state. When you're in that flow state, that's when your performance, whatever sport you do, athletics, football, whatever, whenever you know you're running, you just want to have that flow state. Okay, now there's another question from E in the chat. What else can I do instead of cleans then? Are there machine exercises that are biomechanically similar? If you can only do machine exercises, there's nothing really similar to cleans. I would recommend deadlifts, or trap bar deadlifts are really good. Trap bar deadlift jumps, where you got the hex bar and just put like 5 kg each side and just jump with that. That's very similar to cleans. But any machine exercise, I don't really use machines at all, because you're very like in the program we don't really have any machine exercises, just because it doesn't really, you know, provide any benefit. But it just keeps you in like a solid position. But obviously in sprinting we're like moving all over the place, so we want to have something that's a bit more dynamic. So yeah, that's why I don't include any machine exercises in the program. Okay, so got another question here from the Instagram. How many time I cannot get down? How long will it take to get my time down from 11.03 to 10.5? 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year? Again, it depends on what you're doing. So if you're, not really training speed, you need to make sure you're training 2 to 3 times per week. Training speed 2 to 3 times per week. But it depends really. For me, it will probably take a year to get down from 11, because half a second is quite a lot. You could do it in 6 months, to be fair, if you had the right training program. Obviously, that's why I provide service in the academy. If you do want to join the Speed Academy at any point, we do have a special offer, and the link is in the description. That's where we'll structure the program. So you probably take 6 months, but if you're not really training speed properly, you probably take a year. Now my 100-meter time is 11.2. To make it 11 seconds, what are all the things I should do? Again, eating right. Well, first of all, speed training, nutrition, having the right coach, having the right training partners, sleeping right. These are just all the basics. And also you've got to do all the other things as well. You've got to make sure you're training your mind. You are, getting the right feedback on your sessions. You're doing the right races. There's just so many things that go into, running just even 11 seconds. That's why, obviously in the academy, we try and guide you the best we can to do that. And, if you don't feel like, if you don't make any progress in 30 days, then I'll just send your money back. Like, I don't really want, to guarantee you something and you not get it. And I don't want you to have the insecurities. And, if you don't feel like it's good enough for you, then you can just, message me, give me an email, and I'll literally just refund you, because I just want to make sure everyone has the best opportunity to, run as fast as you can. That's why I've made the academy, really, to give everyone the best opportunity. So, yeah, if you did want me to help you out with that, then, check the link below. We've got a few questions in the chat. What exercise do you do to get a stronger arm swing? Dumbbell rows, I find amazing. Obviously you've got incline, dumbbell bench press, and you can do some bench press like with the barbell, make it like lightweight, and then just focus on that explosive push. That will help get you stronger arm swing. How long should a typically lower body session take, and how long should I rest in between sets for clean squats? So typically lower body session, I'll say probably less than 2 hours. And the funny part about this, most of the time you're probably going to be resting actually. Because you just need to make sure, each rep is as good as quality as they can get. And the rest between like big exercises, so when I mean big exercises, I mean cleans, squats, deadlift, I'll take around 3 to 5 minutes between each exercise. And then the accessory lifts, which are more like split squats, pull-ups, things like that, I'll take about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay. What are the best workouts for maximizing my top end speed? So maximizing top end speed, first of all, we've got to look at in the race where you're going to hit that. So is that between 30 and 40 meters, 50 and 70? So every sprinter hits their top end speed around 50 to 70 meters. So to improve your top end speed, we're going to have to, make sure we get into that threshold of that 50 to 70 meter range. So obviously the simplest thing to do is to do 50 to 70 meter sprints. But what I like to do 30 meter flies. So I have a 30 meter run up, and then I time myself between the 30 meter mark and the 60 meter mark. And I can just basically time the portion of my race where I'm hitting my top end speed, which gives me, and by timing it, I'm always going to try and be competitive and beat that each time. So yeah, I definitely recommend 30 meter flies, 20 meter flies. You could do, like a 60 meter race with someone. So you could do some blocks with some 60 meters. You could also do some hollow runs. So you could build up for 20 meters, hold that speed for 20 meters. So you're not accelerating, but you're not deaccelerating. You're just building that. You're just holding that speed you built up in the first 20 meters, and then the last 20 meters, you're just hitting the gas. So, yeah. So, next question is 21 is. I thought I got a question in the chat then. Is 21 years old too late to start training sprint? Is 21 too late to start sprint training? Definitely not. We have people in the academy who are around 40, I think actually. I can't remember his name. I think it's called John. I think, yeah, we do have someone in the academy, John, in the academy. He is 40. So yeah, it's never too late to start sprint training. It's actually pretty good to start at any time, because obviously the major health benefits, obviously, you know, it's going to improve your sport as well. You know, you're going to be able to run fast on the pitch, on the track. But yeah, 21 years old is never too late. Difference between off-season, mid-season, and in-season. Okay, so the main differences, I would say, so in off-season, obviously we're trying to, you know, build up, you know, general fitness and also speed as well. So yeah, we're just trying to build our endurance, build some, you know, base strength, some anaerobic development, but also the main thing is, well, we're trying to build up our speed, because one, speed takes ages to, you know, if you haven't developed that speed before, it's going to take ages for it to develop. So yeah, we want to start our speed as early as we can. And also, if we start our speed early, then it's going to make, you know, doing the endurance sessions easier, because if we have, you know, a good base speed, it's going to make, you know, running those reps, the longer reps, easier. So for example, if I run 21 seconds in the 200 meters and someone else runs 22 seconds in the 200 meters, but we're doing 200 meter reps and we're trying to hit 25 seconds, for the 200 meter sprint and that runs 21 seconds, it's going to be a lot easier to run 25 seconds in the 200 meters compared to the 200 meter sprint and that runs 22 seconds. So, you know, having that extra speed is going to make those endurance sessions a lot easier. Mid-season, obviously we're still going to, in the mid-season, we're going to still continue to improve our speed. We're going to have some speed endurance sessions in there, and we're going to taper the weight down slightly so we can have a bit more power in our movement. So it's not just strength-based. And then in season, we're completely tapering the sessions, and we're literally just doing speed to make sure our body's ticking and we have enough energy for our races and competitions and matches also. Can't forget about the sport, team sport athletes. Shout out to you guys. Okay, so we've got another question here. I ran 11.2 in the 100 meters, so is it possible to run 10.7 in 8 months? Definitely, yes. Definitely able to run. I think I had a similar transformation in one of my seasons. I think that's when I ran 10.6. But yeah, it's definitely possible to do that, yes. Okay, E. How do I improve my horizontal force production besides doing sleds and broad jumps? Horizontal force production. You could do prowler push. So in the gym, you can get the sled and just kind of push it. You put a heavy weight on it and just push that sled with holding it in front of you. You could also do banded resistance sprints. You could do wall drills. You could do, I know this is a bit weird, but parachute runs. You could do hill sprints. Hill sprints is amazing as well. Yeah. Okay, next question. What gym workout equipment can I use to help me sprint faster? So I think definitely some of the best equipment. Obviously, you know, you've got the normal like barbell, dumbbells, you know, the basic stuff. But obviously they're helpful as well. So obviously the barbell's good for functional strength. Dumbbell's good for functional strength. We've got the barbell, which is great for, you know, force production movements. So like cleans, squats. Hex bar deadlifts as well. I love hex bar deadlifts. You can do hex bar jumps, hex bar deadlift. You can use the cable machines for, you know, core strength. So you can do some Pallof press, Swiss balls. You can do Swiss ball like rotation. So you're kind of like in a plank position and you put your arms on a Swiss ball and you're kind of doing circles for your core strength. That's also good for hamstring curls, so you can kind of lie on the med ball, so you're kind of like this, and this is your like leg, by the way. Oh, what is this? This is your leg, and you're just curling your hamstring. That will strengthen your hamstrings as well. But yeah, we will have loads of those exercises inside the academy. So yeah, okay. We've got another question from Instagram. What is your competition warm-up? Okay, so there's a few main things in the competition warm-up, or my match day warm-up or whatever, which will help me run as fast as possible. So first of all, always do a pulse raiser. So you want to get your heart rate up, get your body warm, get your body temperature up. Then you want to do some dynamic stretching. So make sure your body is loose and you're able to hit the ranges of movement you need to hit. Then we want to do some activation work. So this will be stuff with like mini bands or some core exercises just to get my body activated. And you know, when I hit those running positions, my muscles are ready and firing to stabilize me in those positions. Then I like to do a few drills. Don't overdo the drills. I made this big mistake. Do not overdo sprint drills. I see loads of athletes and all they do in their warm-up at sprint drill, they do like 5 sets of like 5 reps of whatever exercise. They do like a million A skips, loads of B skips, marching drill, high knees. You don't need to do all of that. Just pick 4 or even 3. Fuck it. Pick 3 sprint drills and do 2 of them each. You don't need to do many sprint drills. So yeah, next I'll do sprint drills. Sprint drills are great for improving your technique and also again activation as well, but more in a dynamic sprinting movement. But again, don't overdo it because you're just going to tire yourself out. Then do one sort of jumping exercise. So you can do that, include that into your drills to be fair. But just do one set of, you know, a jumping exercise to create some potentiation in your body, which basically means gets it ready to, you know, get explosive movement, get those muscles exploding. And then finally, do some strides. So do one in trainers and then do some in spikes. Do enough, depending on how many races you have, do enough to keep, you know, you ready for that race. So for example, if I'm at like an open meet, and I'm only really doing 1 or 2 races, then I'll do quite a few starts just to get me ready for that one race, and then I can, you know, do the best I can that race and all warmed up. But if I'm only doing, if I'm doing a championship when I've got heats, semi-final and a final, I would not do as many starts in the heat, do a little bit more in the semi, and then, yeah, make sure I'm ready for that final. Also, another thing to note, you know, if you're doing multiple rounds, you don't need to warm up as much. So, for example, if I'm doing a heat, I'll probably warm up for an hour and a half. For a semi-final, probably an hour, and then for the final, probably only half an hour because I'm probably already warmed up from the semi-final. Okay, so last question from the Instagram: best gym exercises to build muscle. So, as sprinters, actually, we don't actually want to build muscle. Obviously, like hypertrophy, which is building muscle, is the enemy. We do not want it because obviously, the lighter we are, we're going to be able to run faster because we're not going to have much on us. So as athletes, we don't want to have much muscle on us because it will slow us down. So what we want to prioritize is power and explosiveness and speed. So it's more of a power to weight ratio rather than how strong I am. And I think that's what a lot of athletes get wrong. They focus too much on the strength and not enough on the power and the speed. So what So some great exercises to build power will be quarter squats, so hex bar deadlifts, cleans, Bulgarian split squats, RDLs, single leg RDLs, box jumps, depth jumps, broad jumps, incline bench press, dumbbell rows, anything like that. We just want to make sure we're building power and speed and strength and efficient movement and stability as well, with core work and ankle work. But yeah, we don't want to build any hypertrophy. Okay, so that's all the questions I have from Instagram, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check if I've got any more questions. If you've got any more questions, drop them in the chat. And then if not, I'm going to talk about a topic about training, and then going to end the live stream. So if you have any more questions, make sure to pop them in, and I'll wait on you guys to do so. Any questions? Okay. We got some questions. Okay. How do you know when you have too much extra weight on, or is it just off feeling because I'm strong in partials, but I could lose more to be faster, I would? It kind of depends, like athlete to athlete. So you can check like your BMI. I know that's a really rough estimate. You can check your BMI, but I don't know. The main things, like, you don't want to get too worried about this. And this is what my coach said to me. If you can look in the mirror, like, let's be real here. We're all athletes, right? And, you know, as athletes, we look good. You know, we're built, you know, we're looking good. So unless you're really skinny and you're not really muscly, like, developed, if you look in the mirror and if you can see your six pack, then you're probably fine. If you can see your six pack and your veins, you're probably fine. If you really want to be really specific, you can look at your BMI. I'm not sure really, I know for like 200 meter sprinters, you should have a BMI around 23 at racing, but again, your weight's going to drop naturally when you get to racing. So unless you're like, unless you look in the mirror and you know, like you can't see your six pack and things, and you know, but I don't think you should overthink it. Just wondering, what do you do in your rest days? So my rest days, what do I normally do? I don't know. In the rest, because normally on my rest, well, in the week, I'm kind of like structured. I'm like, okay, I got work and I got training, so I kind of like to do kind of what I want. There's actually a rest day today. Yeah, it's a rest day today, so I'm just chilling, making a little live. But I like to do at least one recovery kind of habit, whether that's kind of, I don't know, anything really. But yeah, I just make sure I eat well, and I get good sleep. That's kind of the main things I focus on. The main things I focus on the rest day is resting my mind, because obviously in the week I'm like all over the place. Well, not all over the place, but you know, I'm a busy guy. So I need to make sure I rest my mind. That was a bit cringe. And obviously I focus on, you know, getting to sleep on time and then just eating well, really. And if I want a little sweet treat, I will have a sweet treat. A sprinter's blog, we got an OG in the chat. Joshua, good luck with Bucks. You're racing at 2? Yeah, good luck, my G. Do your thing. Do your thing, my guy. Yeah, man. Bucks. If you don't watch a sprinter's blog, then watch the videos. But yeah, how do I run a 200 meter indoors? Asking for a friend. Brother, I don't know how to tell you. I've never ran a 200 meter indoors. So I don't know. I'm as clueless as hopefully not. Hopefully you're not clueless, but I am as clueless as one could be. So I don't know, brother, but do your thing. I have no idea how to run 200 meters indoors. The closest, I think the fastest I've ran on an indoor track with like the circle thing, you know, I'm on about, is to do a warm-up lap. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Ken. Thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. Yeah, hope they're helping you out. And yeah, Sprinters Blog, big love, bro. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Yeah, just do your thing, bro. But yeah, if you have any more questions, if anyone has any more questions, then pop them in before I, to go over the final topic and yeah, close the live stream. So yeah, if you have any more questions, pop them in and yeah. Boom, boom. But yeah, in the meantime, actually, while you guys are putting in the questions, I lost my train of thought. Flipping heck. Actually, you know what? If you have any more questions, I'm going to say my final topic now, actually. If you put any questions in, but yeah. So the final thing I wanted to say here, obviously, you know, I titled the video "Why you're not running much faster." And the thing I wanted to go over, especially, you know, in the winter, people focus a lot on endurance and everything. But to run faster, you need to run fast. It is as simple as that. If you do not do the work to run faster, if you do not do, you know, the reps at fast speeds, if you do not give yourself enough rest, you will not run faster. It's as simple as that. And speed, quite frankly, takes a long time to build up. So if you're not doing speed work consistently every week, it will be hard to improve your speed. You know, doing long runs or sub-maximal work, yes, it's going to help you sustain that speed, but if you don't have the speed in the first place, you're not going to run faster. It's as simple as that. So making sure you do at least, if you're a 100-meter sprinter, make sure you do 2 speed sessions per week. If you're like a 200, 400-meter sprinter, still do 2 speed sessions per week. Maybe your second one might be a bit longer, but making sure that you do your speed work is crucial. So that's why, especially my transformation when I went from 11.5 to 10.6, I saw a lot of athletes struggle to, improve their speed. I definitely was struggling to improve my speed as well, because I was stuck around 11.5. Even though I ran sub 11 before, I was stuck at 11.5. And, going through this trial and error in this period, I was able to, find what works, find what doesn't work. And obviously I found what works for me. And I ran 10.6 in that season, which was, doing speed work consistently, like flies, hollows, and then obviously acceleration work as well. But yeah, when doing this transformation, I saw loads of other athletes, from all different sports struggling to improve their speed. And that's one of the reasons why I've created the academy, to make sure all athletes that are struggling to improve their speed, if you feel like, you're putting all the hard work, but it's just not, showing up in the race day. And I know how that feels, and it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. You put all that hard work in and it just does not pay off in the race. And just like getting inconsistent performances, it just does suck. So that's why I've created the academy, to make sure every athlete does have the opportunity. And if you did want to, join the academy and, work with me one-on-one, and I'll provide you a speed training program that has proven to work with my athletes and many other athletes, and obviously I want to help you out, then check the first link in the description. If you don't want to jump in straight away, then we do have my 53-day free training plan, and I'll also send you a tip for free for the next 53 days. So yeah, if you did want to join that as well, that's completely for free, where I'll send you, tip for free every day, and also my 53-day training plan. But yeah, I just want to, if you are serious about improving your speed, then do please check the links below, because I would love to help you out. Even if you do only use the free one, then yeah, let me know. But yeah, so that's the closing statement about speed. Make sure you're doing your speed work. And the final question of the live stream: do plyometrics or train heavy before or after? Oh, okay. So I think you're trying to say, do I do plyometrics first, or do I do heavy work first? So it kind of depends. It depends what the focus is on the session. What I find sometimes is that doing the heavy work, it really does depend what your focus is on the session. I'm just trying to think. I would say do the heavy work first. So say in your session doing some heavy squats or some heavy deadlifts, do them first, do about 3 sets of 3 at the start of your session, and then give your time, do some accessory lifts, and then I'll do some plyometrics at the end. Or what you could do, which is amazing, do the heavy lifts, so you do your squats, and as soon as you've done the squats, do a few jumps. This is contrast training, so your body's got used to the heavy movement, and then as soon as you remove the weight and you just do a jump, your body's gonna, be like, whoa, what's going on? I can produce so much more power now. And you're gonna get that, great stimulus of being able to produce a lot of force. So that's a great thing to do. So do your heavy lift, and then, stop doing the heavy lift, and then do a jump. I find that does great. But yeah, I think that's all the questions and everything. If you did want my free training program, then check the link below. If you do want to work with me one-on-one, then check the first link below to join the Speed Academy. But yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed doing this live stream, and we actually got a lot of questions in here. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. I'm definitely going to try and do something like this more often.